This
Agenda
morning.
2030.
We
Yes,
start
TF.
what's trending today with an exclusive story that we're breaking here on Arise News. As U.S. Congressmen Riley Moore and Chris Smith have proposed the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026, recommending targeted sanctions, asset freezes, and visa bans against former presidential candidate Rabiu Kwankwaso, the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, Miyetti Allah Kautal Hore, and what they describe as Fulani ethnic nomad militia. The bill alleges that the named individuals and groups are responsible for severe religious freedom violations. Shared by Moore on X earlier today, the document outlines statistics and historical accounts of attacks on Christians and on Muslims who advocate religious tolerance. It cites a lack of prosecutions or convictions of jihadist actors, characterizes this as a failure of the Nigerian government, and calls for coordinated support from France, the UK, and Hungary. The report also urges investigation into cases where non-Muslims are allegedly subjected to Sharia or blasphemy laws, and makes reference to victims including Rhoda Jatau and Deborah Yakubu. Now let's take a look at some tweets.
I think to a large extent, we should, much as we eliminate the ones in the bush, there must be a similar treatment given to those in government, the likes of Sheikh Gumi. If the country was functional, the likes of Sheikh Gumi, Nasir El-Rufai, they should be behind bars or taken out or possibly live on exile. But unfortunately, you find a policeman standing behind a man who speaks on behalf of terrorists simply because he has some religious, pedigree or whatsoever he wishes to call it.
So, in a major breaking news today, the U.S. Congress has proposed visa ban, asset freezes for former Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Rabiu Kwankwaso. Recall that when Donald Trump declared Nigeria a country of particular concern, Kwankwaso waded in from nowhere, started defending Nigeria. Nigeria is a sovereign state. And that was when these U.S. congressmen, Riley Moore and others, started making research about him and discovered that he was the one that signed Sharia into law in Kano State. So this is how this congressman, Sean Nelson, puts it. Powerhouse team of Rep. Chris Smith and Riley Moore today introduced a new bill on religious freedom in Nigeria, increasing accountability measures, including sanctions against Fulani militias and former Governor of Kano State, Governor Kwankwaso, who introduced Sharia criminal law there. So Kwankwaso is not just having issue with his in-law, who was, his boy, or maybe his worker, because everyone knows and believes that it was Kwankwaso who brought the current governor of Kano State, Engineer Abba, up. But the man has now decamped to APC, leaving Kwankwaso and NNPP behind. So he's not just having an issue of betrayal, he's even having a more issue now. So US, it will even be better for him if it is found out that he doesn't have any asset in US. If he does, his assets will be freezed. He will be banned from entering the USA. Well, I don't know, the northern people don't really travel that much, but not politicians. But politicians travel far and wide. So he's got major issues now in his portfolio. So, but for Kwankwaso, that's the one I don't know. I have always been clear on this on this topic. There is no way Sharia law should operate in Nigeria. Nigeria is not an Islamic state. We have Christianity, we have Islamic religion, we have Christians and Muslims coexisting. So there is no way, Sharia should exist in this country. And let's assume that we run with the lies they are telling us that Sharia is meant for Muslims. What happens in Kano? What is happening in Kano, in Bauchi, in Kaduna is heart-wrenching. Where somebody will do something, a Christian, maybe not a Christian, a traditionalist, they will jail the person. They will even, Deborah Samuel is a case study. This girl was in her WhatsApp group and said, people should stop sending this religious rubbish, in the group. And they stoned this girl to death. Till today, the people who stoned her were on video. Till today, we still have the videos available. They did not prosecute these people. In fact, there were some lawyers that said that if they will see to it that if the people that killed Deborah are prosecuted, they will remove their clothes as barristers and lawyers. that they will make sure they protect the animals who stoned the innocent girl to death. So Sharia law is not meant for Nigeria, and it shouldn't be in Nigeria. Now Kwankwaso has been, figured out. He is now named among those who are sponsoring terrorism. And if they should do it in a way, there are some northern politicians who are also in this league. I'm glad that this bill has been introduced. They should start naming them one by one so that Nigerians will see them who they are. I have been telling people, these guys frustrated Goodluck Jonathan with a storyline of Chibok girls have been kidnapped, Madala bomb blast and all that. They attempted it with Tinubu, but they have failed. And I love the statement the First Lady of Nigeria made a few days ago, where every one of them are now crying. The woman said the US are bombing terrorists in Nigeria is a blessing, and even suggesting that they should bring more bombs. And they say, she hates Northerners, she hates the North, she hates the North. So you want to keep enjoying an oppression, you want to keep enjoying a massacre that is going on there. You don't need help. So this is what it is. Name more people. It's not just Kwankwaso. Yes, the Miyetti Allah group that are in charge of this Fulani herdsmen. This is the worst terrorist organization. How these Fulani herdsmen are wielding ammunitions that even the Nigerian soldiers and the Nigerian police, maybe civil defense, that don't have, is a mystery to us. So Miyetti Allah should tell us how these Fulani herdsmen are going about with these guns and killing people. They are the ones that are sponsoring bandits. They are the ones sponsoring Fulani herdsmen, killing people, going to villages and committing genocide. One of the worst genocide we've ever had in the country. It's done by this Fulani militia, done by these Fulani herdsmen and the likes. So now they have named Kwankwaso as the head of terror groups in this country, and they are proposing to freeze his assets, visa ban and all of that. So that should not even stop there. Nigeria should look towards prosecuting him. We should not be rubbing everything under the carpet. Nigeria should look towards prosecuting him as well. We don't have to wait for America to tell us who is a terrorist and who is not, who is sponsoring terrorism and who is not. So Nigeria should look towards prosecuting him as well, and all these people mentioned, Miyetti Allah, Fulani militia, all of them, they need to be prosecuted for sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. It's time to let the country go. Nigeria must not be held to ransom by Fulani militia. Nigeria must not be held to ransom by these bandits, who I have always believed that are politicized. So it's time to let the country go free. We are not under bondage. We are not under slavery by Fulani herdsmen, by northern greedy politicians. So I love what Tinubu is doing. The northern politicians have all been grounded. It's no longer the normal saying, power belongs to the North, power belongs to the North. Power doesn't belong to the North, doesn't belong to the South. It belongs to credible and qualified politicians. That's the right statement.